Ow! Yeah, baby! And we're back with a Week 8 matchup preview of epic proportions. Proportions. Thank you. We've got yours truly, Thrills Alexander, sitting in here hosting once again for the 89th consecutive week. A streak that is unbeaten to this date. Can't appreciate that. If you're Scott Van Pelt, maybe Rich Eisen, they can appreciate that. Aside from that, not many others. So I like to put myself that upper echelon, as they might say. But enough about me for a change. Let's talk about the league. Last week, yours truly in the league predicted his predictions to go 4-1-1. So can't just be upset about that at all. Didn't see the tie coming between Rocky and Bihan, and definitely didn't see the loss from, the team that shall not be named right now, because I forgot who I picked to lose. Can't believe I predicted somebody to lose. I get a prediction wrong. That's just unfathomable in these realms. Unfathomable. We have some great news. We have bypassed last night's debacle, it seems, and I couldn't be happier about it. Woke up, didn't even know what occurred until about 10:45. Just to give a little recap of the Kershaw and story for Quintana and Machado trade that went down. Woo! Talk about lighting some lights, flaming it up, making those sirens go off. It was not sirens because you were wheeling and dealing. It was sirens because people were bitching and moaning. And rightfully so in such cases, but look, that is not my role here in the matchup preview show, is to talk about trades, that what they mean, what they didn't, who won and who lost. It's just my deal to talk about what's upcoming. So I'll leave that neither here nor there. I'm just glad we can all move on. So let's proceed as such. I'm going to deem this hashtag Hate Week, because we've got a couple matchups this week that bring out some hatred, have brought out some hatred, and I couldn't be happier about that. So let's get right into it. Our first matchup, I gotta say, might be the best team in the league. We're gonna start off with the best. I like to get this matchup show fired up. Last week we talked about a team I thought was the best in the year, the Stash. This week I'm going, oh my God, against Bihan. We're going with them first. Oh my God, why have you been so effective? Why have you been such a dominant team? You have 6 players inside the top 30. That's 6, not 6 pitchers, 6 offensive players inside the top 30. That means you have right now 6 of the top 18 offensive players in baseball. 1/3 of the best offense resides on Anthony Matthews' squad. That is something right there that is unfreaking believable, man. I don't even know what to say about that. You picked him up. Josh Bell has been great. Javi Baez has been great. Freddie Freeman has been great. JD Martinez has been great. George Spring the Ding has been great. Anybody you've picked up has just been phenomenal. So kudos to you there. On the flip side of the coin, this might not be hyperbole. You might have 6 bottom 30 pitchers. Might not be hyperbole. On that squad, there's not one player in your offense, on your pitching staff I get worried about. You know you can try it out there and be like, he's going to shut him out. He's going to give me a quality start. You might need to fix that. You remind me of my kind of like the old school Suns, if you will. All fun and gun, no defense. Very exciting to watch, but in the end, they just couldn't get over that final hump going against squads that had both pitching and hitting. In terms of them, they couldn't get past the proverbial the proverbial San Antonio Spurs. You're going to have to do something about that pitching. You might need to soften your stance on some of your requests for some of these offensive players. Might be a start, but you're 5-2, looking good. Who am I to tell you how to roll your team? Bihan, on the other hand, coming off a handy tie. Thought it was going to be a loss for most of the week, but comes out of that with a 3-3-1 record. Perfectly 500. Perfectly even. If you, like I say, I love the squad that you've built, A-Harp. I love Luis Castillo. I have Noah Syndergaard. I love Chris Paddock. I love your offense, what you've got going on there. There's not a lot of weaknesses that I see on your team, which is unfortunate for me, being an adversary of yours. But you're 3-3-1, so there must be some weaknesses. One of them, David Dahl. I'm going to go advanced stats for you right there just because I know you love him. David Dahl, over 400 BABIP. Maybe over 433. That's not sustainable, hence why he's crashed this past week. So just a little hashtag advanced stats for hashtag statboy. Also, Giolito, up in the fastball miles per hour, up at least a tick and a half from last year. That makes a big difference. I mean, it doesn't make a big difference when you're getting 5 incomplete games, which A-Harp has been quite the beneficiary of those range-short complete games this year. Haven't seen anybody have luck like that in a long time. Really helped him out this week, not as much last week. Now, moving forward, I do think that, oh my God, even though I love the squad A-Harp has built, I don't think that, oh my God, is going to let him defeat. Oh my God. He's not going to let Bihan pick up the dub because that's not what he does. This is, I said, hashtag hate week. These are two teams that you start saying something on the message board and they are going back and forth with one another, arguing into an oblivion, and I got to say, I love it. I love it. And oh my God, I'm loving you to pick up the dub this week. Just like our sponsor, WWE, and Bailey. Bailey, we want some Bailey. Just like she picked up the dub last night, not only Money in the Bank, but pinning Charlotte to win the WWE Women's title. I've got to say, it was just a good night all around, just like I think it's going to be a good week for, oh my God. All right, so moving on from one first place team to one last place team. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about Homer Depot here for a moment, and Rocky. So, Homer Depot, I just want you to know I'm sporting the Canadian love. I've got my shirt, oh, Canada, home of the Mounties. They ride horses, and so on and so forth. You know the rest. Going against best bud of the league, Rocky in Russia, the man that brought him into this place to begin with. Austin, I'm going to start with you. When I think of your team this year, I kind of think of the Dumb and Dumber when Harry and Lloyd are on the road trip and turn the dog van into a scooter, at which point in time there's a just when I think you can't do anything stupider, you go and redeem yourself like this. I thought you had redeemed yourself with the trades you had made right before this last one with Billy Baseball. And what do? You D it up and D yourself into the ground. This isn't a hate Austin fest. This is just a this what made me think about fest. So, real talk. Want you to do good. Great dude. I just want you to ask yourself in the future of these trades, if I sent you that same trade, would you accept it? Just think about that. Replace the name Billy Baseball or No Homers Club and put it with Wonder Bat. And just think, damn, if I saw this trade, would I accept it or would I immediately hit reject? If you need a wristband, I'll get you a wristband made. Rocky, on the other hand. Rocky beat me 2 weeks ago, squeaked out a dub. This week, squeaked out a loss, tie rather. Thought he was going to win, had all week hoped that he was going to win, but in the end, hope doth not prevail. Hope doth nothing. Cody, in this matchup, I almost liken you to a Darth Vader, letting Homer Depot know that you are his father. He is Luke. Your outfield is just going to prove that you're his daddy this week. Your outfield, when it's fully healthy with Acuna, with Mike Trout, and with Giancarlo Stanton, it doesn't really matter what you have anywhere else because I think those three dudes are studding it up in the second half. Pitching, on the other hand, when your aces are like Spencer Turnbull and Sonny Gray and Anthony DeScalfini, or you might have dropped him recently, I'm not real sure. That's the reason why you're sitting at 2-4-1. A deal might need to be made, and I don't know if somebody's going to wheel and deal. Code Nobes, not afraid to wheel and deal. But afraid this week, Code, I'm afraid you're something. You're too afraid of letting Alston win. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Austin Steed, upset victory for the win! Austin Steed going to 1-7 and snapping that Slim Jim. Snapping that losing streak. All right, that moves me on. So enough of the excitement of Austin picking up that dub for the first time. We're talking about Mr. T versus Krusty's third nipple. Mr. T, you're 4-3. Why are you 4-3? Because you have four dudes in this day and age who are batting over 300. You got your catcher James McCann, you got Paul DeJong, you got DJ LeMahieu, and you got Simba, all batting 300 or more. That tagged along with your Zach Attack pitching staff with guys on the year that don't even have ERAs over 3 aside from Zach Wheeler, Eflin, Davies, Greinke, all studding up for their respective squads. Gotta really like that. I really like what I'm seeing from Mr. T. Even though you're 4-3 and you lost last week, even Morty would have put it on anybody, but he really put it on you. 4-3, not a bad place to be going against the first place team who's all David Copperfield because he's smoking mirrors. One player batting over 300 for his squad. You could guess all day and you might not ever guess it. Cesar Hernandez. His offense, doing it. Vlad Guerrero, we know is going to do something great. Aside from that, I'm not in love with much that I see out of B Green's offense. I know it's going to upset B Green a little bit, but truth is truth be. There's no one in your offense who I would say, oh, God, dude, if you would just let me have him, I would be super stoked because I can't say that, oh, Vlad Guerrero Jr., I need him. I'm content with Jose Ramirez. Oh, I gotta have this guy on my squad. I gotta have D. Gordon. Gotta have Malik Smith. Maybe Eloy down the road. But Dansby Swanson, he's going back to his Dansby-ish ways of that in like 260, 255. Not what you're looking for out of your Braves hitter right there. You want more in like the 275 range. So Dansby, back to Dansby Swanson it. I think you're going to maybe have a chance this week if Carson Smith continues to do what Carson Smith has done all year, which is kick ass. So I think that your chances of winning are scant and nil this week because all you've got is Carson Smith going against Mr. T. The year of the stash. The year of the stash goes to 5-3. Couldn't be happier to say it. Next, let's go to the matchup of hatred. The two men I reference. Both hate and love each other recently. And I'd say it'd be No Host Club, No Homer versus Mike Hagar. Now, let's talk about William first. The No Homers Club, sitting at even 3-3-1 this year. 3-3-1. Very predominant, very 500-ish record, if you will. I looked up William in the dictionary definition. Fine name. When I say regal, noble, cunning, those are what you're exhibiting right now as you're throwing these trade-offs. You're cunning. You're hardworking. You're regal in your efforts. So I got to say, you are truly living up to the William moniker and things that you're doing. I, for one, am not against you at all. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Williams going to do what Williams is going to do. You know, am I right or am I right? I'm right. So, but just know, you're stepping on my corner, man. All right, nobody sends out the deals that have the rest of the league up in puffs more than me. And I haven't done that one stinking time this year. There's been no deal I've gotten to make where I was like, oh, fuck Will, except for that one, I guess, the Trey Turner and Jose Ramirez, which really BF'd me in the end. So just let you know, all this instantaneous Stephen A. Smith, hoorah, don't know his pan off. But I'm telling you, Bill, you're stepping in my corner, man. That's my trade corner you're stepping in. So back up. Anyways, so back to where we're at. Kamish versus Bill KB, holy shiz, is he coming back to the KB that we've all known and loved prior to last year. Chris Bryant looking like a MVP candidate this year. Fantastic numbers, crushing it recently. 3 dingers in the game just last week. I wish I would have bought low and taken an opportunity to get him when I had the chance, but if he's available, let me know. Pitching staff, just picked up Kirk's daddy. Walker Buehler's been all right recently. Big Pax will be back soon, so that'd be nice to tag team with you and his 4 innings and 9 pitches. You can hope that, at least his K per 9 is going to be like 12.5, 15. Got to like that. Going against Mike Hager. Mess squad extraordinaire right now. He's got offensive dudes that you would say they're try-harders. They're gym rats. They're out to the field early and they stay late. They're studying film. Looking at advanced stats. Those guys right there that they're busting tail to bat like 270, 280, and that's what he's got right now. A bunch of white boy players. That's what I'm seeing when I look at his squad. It's got to say, that's what I see. A bunch of guys that are out there. I'm a hustle player. But pitching wise, man, you got just a cavalcade of lefties, just a cornucopia of southpaws. It's sexy, if I do say so myself. Every pitcher, your top 3 pitchers right now, all lefty McGaggles last time I looked in the lineup. So you got Snell, you got Minor, you got your other lefty up there riding in your second spot. Can't come to the old dingle right now, but it's there. Don't worry, I already checked earlier. So 3 stud lefties. Not going to matter this week against the No Homers Club. No Homers Club looking to just get some instant gratification, pick up that dub, go to 4-3-1, stay within spitting distance of Krusty's third nipple and his first place team, and stay just ahead of Rocky and Russia and his team that's bound to lose this week. So Mike Hagar, I'm sorry to say, you're going to go to 3-5 and really be disappointed with yourselves, while No Host Club is going to go to 4-3-1 and go a little bit over 5 bills. Next up, we've got Wonder Bat versus the Springfield Isotopes. A couple of Simpsons monikers duking it out. Now, Wonder Bat, last in the league in RBIs this year, but he's got 5 players with 10-plus home runs. So that tells me he's getting a lot of solo jobs, little one-shot dingers right there, if I do say so myself. No player batting over 300. We talked about Jaycock earlier. Having 4 players. Not one player on this team is over 300. And a staff full of dudes with ERAs that range from 3 to 3.5. No middle ground really there. You got Hader, you got Conley, sub that, but everybody else fluctuates right there. Nobody over 4, nobody under 3. Just kind of like right there. Is that modern baseball? I don't know. Is that what's going to help it win? It's going to keep him steady Eddie. Steady Eddie. Isotope, on the other hand, got batting average leaders in the American League with Michael Brantley. Got Gene Segura in the National League, top 5. You know, if he didn't play in a league with Christian Yelich and Cody Bellinger, he'd be recognized a little bit more. Got an outfield of the quadruple Bs. You got Buxton, you got Betts, you got Brantley, you got Peralta. That might be a P, just for B reference sake. Quadruple B sounded a lot better than triple BP. Oh, man, maybe that's triple BP. Man, is that like a new name right there? Triple BP? I like it. I got to say, I like it. And I'm a believer after last night watching him mow down one of the best offenses in baseball. Oh, that was Baltimore. Never mind. I still like Shane Bieber. Glass elbow. He's hurting it for 4 to 6 weeks. You never know what's going to happen from that. So pitching staff-wise, I'm not sold on as I am that really stupendous triple BP offense. So isotopes this week, though, I do predict you to win, get to 500 while knocking Wonder Boy back to 500 at 4-4. Our last matchup of the night, we're going to look at Red Roosters versus Evil Morty. Now, Red Roosters, a.k.a. the Sav, a.k.a. Year of the Sav Dog. Meadows and Mancini, and that's it. That's your offense. Right now this year, nothing impressive about that. No one on your team, you're like, oh man, I want to trade for that guy. Nothing. It's sad to say. Not one player in your pitching staff has an ERA over 4, which is not surprising, seeing as how you spent $193 of your $260 on pitching. And what has it done? Well, Max Scherzer's got the worst ERA in the last 8 years. Jacob deGrom, worst ERA of his career. Justin Verlander still doing Nolan Ryan vintage-esque things, as I've compared him earlier. Other pitchers, Adam Ottavino, not quite playing as good as he did in Colorado. And you got to think about if you're pitching worse than you did in Colorado, well, not worse, but just not as good, which I guess could be worse, but it's not really worse. Either way, your pitching staff is not what you really expect from dudes that you spend so much money on, as far as the point I'm trying to get at. Evil Morty, on their hand, said, I don't give a fuck about your pitching. I'm just going to jack some dingers, man. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to improve the pitching. You see him making a moves a couple Sundays, Mondays, picking up guys, spots starting a little bit here, picking up reliever there, maybe making a long-term move if they say so myself. But as long as he's got Bell and Yell on his squad, Bellinger and Yelich, do you really need anything else? When you got the 1 and 2 dudes in baseball, Cody Bellinger's still batting .405 this year, can't be knocked down a peg. Christian Yelich, his back is broken, but he still manages to swat dingers any place he goes. Leads the league in and back spasms plus home runs. Stat, look it up. Pitching staff getting a little bit better, picking up C-Mart off the injury list, not disabled list, injury list. And Mike Soroka just doing fantastic things for your Atlanta Braves. I really like that. And I really like Evil Morty to go to 5-2-1, keep pace with the top echelon players of the league. And Red Rooster, year of the Sav, I consider it to continue to be the year of the Sav. Traditional Sav, starting hot, ending not. So year of the Sav, let it continue. Evil Morty picking up a dub. We're going to go 5-2-1, while Evil Morty goes to 4-4, 500. All right, so let's recap our stats here. We got Mr. Tickles, Homer Depot in the victory of the year. Oh my God! Evil Morty, No Host Club, and the Topes picking up dubs this week. All right, you guys sit tight for this short commercial break. We'll be right back with our last segment of the night, First Quarter Power Rankings. We'll be right back.
Why does this sound weird?
Rocky. Alright, so for my last segment of the night, I'm incorporating a little assistance. I'm going to bust down the first quarter power rankings with the help of these two ladies.
Hi!
Alright, this is Sray, this is McKinley. They're the
S&M Sisters.
Follow them on Instagram if you don't mind. Alright, ladies, so let's get it started at the bottom. Who do we got?
Homer Depot.
Number 14, Homer Depot. Unfortunately, Homer Depot, for now you reside in number 14, which is below the actual seller. But I got faith you're going to hit that elevator soon.
Number 13, Dr. Leary.
Dr. Larry, a team that's no longer in the league, but a team we still love and feel dear to our heart. So number 13, Dr. Larry.
Number 12, Right Stuff.
Right Stuff, often known as the wrong stuff, a man that we can't quite forget. Often had an excuse for why he couldn't pay or why he couldn't move a player from the disabled list to his active roster or from his non-playing to his bench. A man who we will never forget. Moving on.
Number 11, Rocky in Russia.
Yes, the former champ checks in our actual league second from the bottom. Being 2-4-1 after 7 weeks will really do that for his squad. Improvement, though, could be right around the corner.
Number 10, Red Roosters.
The Red Roosters. Yes, indeed, the Red Roosters are a team that, well, claim to be the year of them, but in all actuality, even though Yahoo says they're 3, I say they're 10. Find out why next week.
Number 9, Mike Hager.
Mike Hager. Ooh, the commission of the league, unfortunately, has really taken a nosedive since starting the year 2-0. A team who I had destined for big things, unfortunately, has really fallen on hard times.
Number 8, Krusty's Third Nipple.
Well, the team that is actually first place by all measurements of our league checks in at number 8 here in my power rankings due to the fact that I have no belief in the long-term success of this squad.
Number 7, Springfield Isotopes.
Yes, the Topes. The team that I'm actually playing this week comes in one spot out of what would be the consensus of the playoffs. So, Topes, keep fighting. Soon you might make the top 6.
Number 6, Wonderback.
Yes, yours truly right here. This man wearing the jacket giving you commentary checks his own self in at number 6. Could he have gone higher? Sure. Should he have gone lower? Possibly. But he checks himself right smack in the middle with a 4-3 record.
Number 5, No Homers Club.
The No Homers Club. Unfortunately, there is space in the No Homers Club for the playoffs. And unfortunately for this guy and 4 other teams, that team is getting stronger every moment. Especially any moment involving him and Austin Snead. Haha, just kidding.
Number 4, Mr. Tickles.
Ah, yes, the Stash. The Stash checks in at number 4. A solid member, I think, to join the playoff brigade and essentially have a shot at his first fantasy baseball title.
Number 3, Behan.
Behan. Welcome back, Ahab. Welcome back to the top 6 of the fantasy baseball rankings. I do believe you have a very solid squad that's stated earlier, and I don't foresee anything changing that.
Number 2, Evil Morty.
Evil Morty, a man with a great offense that is second to one and only in this league. A man with a pitching staff who's nearly as jury as second to one in this league. And moving forward, I think we all know who that team is.
Number 1, Oh My God!
That's right, number 1, oh my God, a team that we know this year has proven to be the best squad in our league, and a team I don't see being stopped anytime in the near future. We hope to see you on the injured list. Every player on Anthony's squad. Only for mild things, though, like hammies and such, nothing major. All right, so thank you, ladies. We once again have been joined by the
S&M Sisters.
We'll see you next week.